Watu wasipotee. Na vijana zaidi ya 20 sasa hivi tunashukuru wanaenda kupata ajira. Kidogo apate kipato cha kila siku.
Mambo na ukosefu wa ajira. Na sisi sote hatuwezi kuajiriwa poti ama KenGen ama SGR. Hii miradi ndio inasaidia vijana na pia inafanya mpaka vijana wanaweza wakajicontrol wenyewe. Wanakileta mradi mnajipanga vizuri. Hata mapikipiki tumepewa sasa hizi zinatembea.
Yusuf, Channel 1 News.
And now to a bit of politics, whereby a section of Kitui County Assembly members are demanding the impeachment motion against Governor Charity Ngilu be dropped. The MCAs argue the impeachment motion was driven by malice and should not be allowed before the House. Meanwhile, Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja spent the night behind bars after he was arrested at a local joint in Nairobi's Hurlingham estate past curfew hours.
Another twist, Kitui County members of County Assembly opposing the impeachment motion against the governor want the impeachment motion against her dropped. The MCAs are instead calling for the development of the county.
He has already seen that he has lacked the numbers. And as a great leader, let him just swallow his pride and bring the people together for the benefit of the Kitui people, because he knows the motion as drafted now with the 12 allegation, nothing can see the floor.
The MCAs who termed her outside bid as malicious urged their colleagues not to destabilize operations of the county, claiming accusations against the governor do not meet grounds for removal. The ward representatives further dismissed claim that they went into hiding to deny the assembly the requisite quorum to debate the motion.
If anything, the worst they can do or the best they can do, they need to be here, so that when you say yes, you justify why you're saying yes. If you say no, you also justify why. And then the people who elected us feel that there is a reason for them to have these people there. If you want to abstain, you can still abstain, because it is an allowed answer in the assembly.
And a simmering political battle between Kiambu Governor James Nyoro and Thika MP Patrick Wainaina has heightened, with the duo now making outright verbal exchanges in what seemed to be a well-choreographed onslaught on the MP. The governor led a delegation of county officials to reprimand the MP in his home constituency, castigating the MP for allegedly abandoning his parliamentary duties.
Tuachane na siasa ya pesa nane. Wakati huu ni wakati wa kufanya kazi. Hatuwezi kukura uchaguzi mpaka wakati huo. Itapea mtoto chakula au itatengeneza hapa au itatengeneza maji.
The duo have been embroiled in a raging row, with the MP accusing county officials of sabotaging his development projects, among them the destruction of border sheds put up in Gatondo North, Gatondo South and Rido constituencies.
Tafadhali na kuambia stiki kwa MP wako, constituency yako, ufanye kazi huko. Naona bado kuna machida mingi sana hapa Thika, haijakamilika. Bona utoke hapa ni kuone ukifanya sijui nini unafanya Gatondo, sijui nani unafanya Githunguri, sijui nini unafanya Roiro. Si hizo resources uko nazo ulete Thika.
Na akishindwa na kasi, si mimi nitachukua hii kasi niendelee nayo.
Meanwhile, Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja was arrested on Friday night for allegedly floating the dust to dawn curfew order. Kilimani police officers in a report say the senator was in company of 10 others during the arrest. Some of those in his company escaped, while the senator and 3 others were locked up before being released this morning. Sakaja is alleged to have threatened to have the arresting officers transferred. For Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Well, of course, more to follow on that story, but for now we're going to be taking the first break of the bulletin. But remember, for, of course, the feedback on the news, you can hit us up on our social media platforms, on Twitter at KBC Channel 1, also on Facebook at KBC Channel 1. Don't go too far. See you shortly.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted. And always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
My husband alipass last year, May 19th. Hiyo kitu pia ilitu affect sana. But after all tukasema maybe ni mpango wa God. Tuwezi pingana na Mungu.
Alikuanga mzima, alikuanga anajifanyia kazi, alikuanga anajitegemea na watoto wake. Sijui ugonjwa ilitokanga wapi. Namuomba sasa ni mimi namsaidia.
Friendly, abled, differently.
In our football fest this weekend, we rekindle the memories of the 2004 Africa Cup of Nations, where Harambee Stars finally recorded their first win of the tournament, spearheaded by the lethal striker Dennis Oliech.
Oliech again, going for his second. Oh, a nice pass. And a beautiful goal. Well, Dennis Oliech made that.
It is another blast from the soccer's finest this Saturday at 5 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back. Now to an earlier story whereby some county administrators are mulling proposing partial lockdowns within their regions in the wake of surging COVID-19 cases. The county administrators argue that statistics recorded over the past few days that have seen the country's caseload hit 12,062 cases could overwhelm their capacity to handle the pandemic.
As the number of COVID-19 cases continue to rise, the Kenya COVID-19 Fund has called for the production of more personal protective equipment for use by medics. According to the fund, medics involved in the lead against the spread of the disease could not perform effectively without the protective gear. According to the fund's chair, James Mwangi, they have already spent 237 million shillings in procuring protective gear for medics across the country. The calls coming at a time medics have expressed concern over lack of the PPEs, with some of them contracting the disease.
So we have reversed the value chain of importing PPEs now to self-sufficiency for our country and for export, and in the process create thousands of jobs for our people.
Meanwhile, Baringo Governor Stanley Kiptis has called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to consider locking down the country to reduce the rising cases of COVID-19.
As a government, I think we should appreciate and accept this very important aspect of lockdown. Ili kila nyumba wajilinde ndani ya nyumba yao.
Ukifungua economy, watu wanaambukizana. Ukifunga, watu wanaumia. Na ndivyo tuliona juzi, wakati tuliona sasa kila mtu amekuwa sensitized vizuri, ndio tukasema acha tufungulie economy, watu wa travel, lakini maambukizi yamezidi.
These as Mandera Governor Ali Roba expressed fears that the efforts by his government to flatten the COVID-19 curve will be lost if residents will not adhere to the Ministry of Health protocols. He said there is a worrying trend where people within Mandera town, especially marketplaces and mosques, walk freely without wearing masks or washing their hands. Roba adding that the recent lifting of cessation of movement has seen the number of cases surging, and governors will soon deliberate on how to handle the situation. In the meantime, Agriculture Principal Secretary Alfred Cheruiyot has urged youth who have been enlisted in the Kazi Mtaani program to use their earnings to improve their lives while they keep the COVID-19 at bay. Cheruiyot says the government remains committed to cushion the youth from the adverse effects of the pandemic that continue to devastate the globe.
The government is aimed at solving the immediate issues of the youth in terms of little finances here and there. And secondly, we see it as an opportunity to engage with the youth and also to run programs to train them in so many aspects of life, and also to equip them with the skills which will enable them to participate in building the country, participate in the economy of this country.
Elsewhere, efforts by Rongo University to put up COVID-19 containment measures ahead of the higher learning institutions reopening in September has been commended.
We are hoping that all universities will be operational in September. And if protocols will be observed as required, then students and staff will be safe to coexist with the COVID-19.
Meanwhile, efforts to contain the spread of COVID-19 in Embu received a boost after the county administration received 10 isolation beds from Cooperative Bank. While receiving the donation, Embu Governor Martin Wambora revealed that the county had received 5 billion shillings from the national government to help in the fight against COVID-19.
And we are very grateful indeed. This will boost us in a long way, because these beds are very expensive, but they are worthwhile. The patients will be very, very comfortable indeed. Absolutely.
And M-Pesa Foundation has handed over personal protective equipment worth 1.5 million shillings to health workers operating in Machakos County to support the fight against coronavirus. The PPEs, which will be distributed to various health facilities across the county, include 2,000 pieces of N95 masks, 3,000 gowns, and 500 eye protectors.
Mambo yanaendelea vizuri katika hali yetu, lakini bado tuna uoga, hizi namba zinaendelea kupanda. Lakini tunafikiria kwamba ili mikakati ilichukua ilikuwa mizuri sana na maisha si mabaya.
The development coming as Nairobi County Woman Representative Esther Passaris urged the government to provide free COVID-19 testing services to needy and vulnerable Kenyans. Speaking at Mudhurwa Market while distributing free masks and sanitizers in partnership with Kenya Pipeline Company, Passaris said those from poor backgrounds cannot afford the cost of the test. Beatrice Gatonyangetich, Channel 1 News.
Well, now, a 44-year-old woman from Isiolo County has been making her own unique contribution in the war against COVID-19 by fetching water for 20 vulnerable families. Irene Kanana, who is a water vendor in the area, identified the vulnerable families who struggle to get the crucial commodity, either due to disability or old age, and has been delivering water to them at least twice every week.
After the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization issued guidelines on how to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus through regular hand washing, Irene Kanana has made a difference in the lives of 20 vulnerable families in Isiolo County. Kanana, who has been a water vendor across various estates in Isiolo town for over 15 years, decided to suspend her regular business and help those who struggle to obtain the precious commodity. Kanana identified the families who struggle to get the crucial commodity either due to disability or old age and has been delivering water to them at least twice every week.
Kuna chochote. Kuna wazee ambao wako nyumbani, watu wazee walikuwa wanategemea watoto wao ili wakule. Saa zile watoto wameambiwa warudi nyumbani, hao wazee hawana cha kukula, hawana maji, hawana chochote. Nikasema pamoja na kuwa mimi sina kitu, nitajitoa nguvu yangu na nitajitoa nisaidie wale wazee. Nikaamua nitakuwa nachotea mboma 20 maji kila siku. Kwa wiki nachota mboma mara 2.
Kulingana na hii biashara, atakuwa akiuza maji, atakuwa akija anachotea watu maji, anapeleka kwa wale ambao hawajiwezi, anawasaidia bure, na ndio amejitolea hivyo mpaka saa hii. Hata ile maji anachota si ati ni maji ya kuusha, ni maji ya kupea wale ambao hawana nguvu na hawana uwezo wa kununua maji mingi kama vile tunausanga maji.
Using her motorbike, Kanana fetches 6 jerrycans at a go, with each jerrycan containing 20 liters of water. She gets the water from a kiosk at the Isiolo Water and Sewerage Company treatment plant in Mwangaza area, with each 20-liter jerrycan costing her 5 shillings.
Kwa hivyo naambianga Mungu unipea tu 500 kwa sababu kwa wata tunanunua maji shilingi 5. Alafu nikiweka petroli naona kwa siku natumia kama shilingi 1000. Kwa hivyo Mungu amenisaidia na kila siku Mungu ananipeanga. Na nikipata hiyo pesa najuanga ule mama mzee ama mlemavu nimeinua. napandanga kwa sababu siku moja nitaseeka na hata mimi pia nitavuna.
Kanana is, however, challenging the national government to ensure only those who deserve funds set aside to cushion vulnerable families from the adverse effects of COVID-19 actually receive the support.
Kisa serikali kuna pesa, president ametoa pesa za kushughulikia kesi za corona. Kwa nini wasionekane hao wazee? Kwa nini hao walemavu wasionekane? Kuna watu hawajaingia kwa ile kikundi kubwa ya walemavu, lakini tuko nao kwa kijiji na wanajulikana na masabu area na masabu chief. Kwa nini wasipewe kitu? Mimi kila ninaomba masabu area na masabu chief warudi kijijini tena, waende wakiangalia hawa watu. Maana hawa watu hawakufi na corona, wanakufa na njaa. Na kwa sababu corona tumeambiwa tutakaa naye, njemeni wacha serikali isaidie.
For Channel 1 News, I am Emily K. Badi.
Oh, quite the inspiring tale right there. Of course, Irene Kanini continuing to show us as a society what we stand to gain if only we can learn to look out for each other, especially the vulnerable in the communities. Now, moving on, commercial sex work is threatening to become the next agent in the spread of COVID-19, especially within the country's border towns. With truck drivers already identified as a weak link in the fight against its spread, commercial sex workers continue to interact with them on a daily basis, providing a rich breeding ground for the contagion. Well, at the moment, we're going to be bringing you that story shortly, but now we are going to be going all the way to Kisumu, where our colleague Simon Achola is on standby, updating us, of course, on Western Kenya politics. Achola, kindly, if you can hear us, kindly update us as to what is going on in the region in regards to the political environment around there.
We'll be briefing you on exactly what is happening in Western politics, but I'm not in Kisumu County. As we speak right now, I am actually in Vihiga County, specifically in Hamisi constituency. We've been following what has been unraveling here since morning. The better part of the morning has been running battles between the youth and policemen who were actually trying everything within their means to ensure that politicians who had come to condole with the family of the MP of Hamisi constituency, Gimosi, that they do not hold a meeting in that home. Of course, the politicians insisting that they were respecting the containment measures, of course, that have been laid down by the Ministry of Health, and they've been asking a couple of questions, key among them. Allowed to actually hold meetings. Why is it that those allowed to the Deputy President William Ruto are not allowed even to condole with their friends as and when they are bereaved? And one of the politicians who had actually come here is Benjamin Washeli, so he will be telling us exactly what has been the problem since morning. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa. Thank you. Tell me, what has been happening since morning?
Maybe for starters, let me say that Honorable Kemose is a cousin to the former Commissioner of Police, our brother Kavuludi. And because we know Kavuludi is still in government, in a different position, we knew we could not go there because of the experience we have had. And indeed, it has been confirmed that immediately we arrived at Kemose's home. The police started tear gassing us, and they have really done a lot of damage to the house of Kemose, including setting fire in one of the bedrooms where the wife, who was not feeling well, was sleeping.
What is the bone of contention?
We don't know. I can tell you for free, we don't know. As we are supporters of William Ruto, and the other day we had a very peaceful rally in Dan Wanyama's home. And then at my place, we had also a very peaceful rally. Let me not call them rallies because they are home visits. We come at our home, we consult, and then we go away. Knowing that we have COVID-19, which we need to take care of, and including spacing, social distancing, including putting on our mask, and that is what we have been doing.
Can you confirm to Kenyans that indeed you guys who had actually come to Gemose's home were actually in adherence with the containment measures set out by the Minister of Health?
I can confirm, and you as the journalists, you will admit that even when you came to the home of Honorable Kimose, we had spread ourselves. Kimose's home is a big home with a huge compound. We had spread ourselves fairly, and we were not more than 50. We were not more than 50. And we had like about 7 members of parliament. The rest were MCS plus a few stakeholders and mamas who were also cooking for us. Because Kemasa was making a lunch for us, the Luya way of doing things. So the question we are asking, yesterday we had a rally organized by the governor of Kakamega in Luanda, which had more than 200 people. Right now, as we are speaking, there is a huge rally in Masinde Muliro University, more than 200 plus. Why would the police protect those ones and tear gas us? You know, that's the question we are asking, and that's why I want Kenyans to listen to us and come out in arms, because democracy demands that the majority must have his way, and the minority must be heard.
Do you feel that you're being treated unfairly?
We are being treated unfairly, and we don't know why this is happening, because I think it is very unfair that some of us are being tear gas even when we are doing meetings in homes. It is very, very unfair.
Thank you very much. That is former Majority Whip Benjamin Asheli, of course, expressing his frustration over the fact that police have dispersed. They have actually chased them away from the home of Charles Gemosi, who is actually mourning. So he feels that the police are actually treating them unfair. But of course, it is a story that we'll be keeping a keen eye to see exactly what unfolds. So what I can also tell you, Munga, as we speak right now, the Oparanya group is actually in Kakamega, and they are holding an education stakeholders forum at the Masinde Muliro University. So we will also be keeping a keen eye on what will happen in Kakamega, and of course what will be happening here. No doubt we'll be giving our viewers comprehensive coverage of what has happened in this region in our subsequent bulletin. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you very much, Simon Achola. And indeed, which way for Westerners? And as Achola said, more on that report in our subsequent bulletins as the political scene in the area continues to unravel. Now, let's switch gears to sports news, whereby Arsenal has no new injury worries ahead of the FA Cup semi-final with holders Manchester City tonight at the Wembley Stadium. The Gunners will be without suspended striker Edin Ketia and fullback Cedric Soares, who is cup-tied, having featured in the competition for Southampton early in the season. Manchester City's second-choice goalkeeper Claudio Bravo, who regularly features in domestic cup matches, has been ruled out with a muscular injury.
Pep Guardiola says Mikel Arteta is creating something unique at Arsenal and feels the Gunners will challenge for trophies under the Spaniard. Arteta worked as Guardiola's assistant at Manchester City before taking his first managerial job at Arsenal. The compatriots come up against each other in the FA Cup semi-final today at Wembley Stadium. City lost their Premier League crown to Liverpool but have won the EFL Cup this season and are looking to retain the FA Cup. Although Arsenal have claimed the FA Cup a record 13 times, most recently in 2017, they have not won the league since 2003-2004 under Arsene Wenger. The Frenchman left the club in May 2018 and was replaced by Unai Emery, who lasted 18 months before he was sacked and replaced by Arteta. Arsenal go into the game with confidence, having beaten new champions Liverpool 2-1 in the league on Wednesday, but have a wretched record against City. The Gunners have lost their past 7 games to Guardiola's men, conceding 20 goals and scoring just twice. Midfielder Mesut Ozil has returned to training for Arsenal, having missed the past 6 games with back soreness, but Arteta did not reveal whether the German would feature or not. Guardiola usually selects Claudio Bravo in goal for cup matches, but the Chilean is injured, meaning usual number 1 Ederson will keep his place in the side. The match will be televised live tonight on KBC Channel 1.
in that regard, that FA Cup match, the first semi-final pitting Arsenal versus Manchester City, of course, will be aired live here on KBC Channel 1 tonight at 9:45 p.m. While the second semi-final match featuring Manchester United and Chelsea, also known as the Blues, will of course be coming live to you tomorrow, still here on KBC Channel 1 at 8 p.m. Well, that brings us to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. With me, Richard Munga. It has been a pleasure, and thank you for all those who have made this possible, including the producers and the directors. Well, always remember you can get more news updates on our website at www.kbc.co.ke. Byron Aboli has been our sign language interpreter. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Vera Beauty College.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 22 7428 Thika branch, 0725 000 706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
On the next episode,
I don't understand you. You've decided not to get involved.
What did you want me to do? That woman is cheating on him. Antonio was so naive, he didn't notice anything.
After what she did with the money of the insurance policy, she is in no position to express an opinion and much less to give me advice.
To blame Juana, we would have to prove that she forged the signature of your son, and that's impossible to do.
Oh, well, then we make it possible. What in the world did we do to you, ma'am, for you to treat us this way and to hate us so much?
Stop it.
In Love with Ramon.
Barabara kabisa mtazamaji, ni fahari yangu kujumuika nawe kwenye kipindi Dunia Wiki hii siku ya leo. Asante sana kwa kujumuika nami kwenye makala ya leo mtazamaji. Kumbuka kipindi hiki kinaletwa kwako kwa ushirikiano mkubwa wa KBC Channel 1 na shirika la Shinua. Mtazamaji, siku ya leo ni mengi tuliokuandalia kwenye kipindi cha leo, ikiwemo taarifa kuhusiana na shirika la WHO ambalo limesema ni sharti wanadamu wazoee kuishi na ugonjwa wa COVID-19. Kando na hayo mtazamaji, katibu mkuu wa Umoja wa Mataifa asema janga la COVID-19 huenda likazidisha idadi ya watu ambao wanakumbwa na njaa duniani. Kando na hayo, visa vya maambukizi ya COVID-19 kote duniani vyapita milioni 13, huku nchi mbalimbali zikichukua hatua kuzuia kusambaa kwa ugonjwa huo. Na nchini Sudan Kusini, nchi hiyo yaadhimisha miaka 9 tangu kupata uhuru, huku Kenya ikipongeza ufanisi wa kiusalama nchini humo licha ya changamoto zinazotokana na ugonjwa wa COVID-19. Mtazamaji, hizo tu ni baadhi ya taarifa ambazo tumekuandalia kwenye makala ya leo. Keti papo hapo ili niweze kukudondolea taarifa moja baada ya nyingine kutoka ulimwenguni. Karibu sasa kwenye kipindi mtazamaji. Naitwa Beatrice Gatonyangetich. Karibu mtazamaji. Mkurugenzi mkuu wa shirika la afya duniani WHO alisema kuwa ulimwengu hautawahi kurejelea hali ya kawaida hivi karibuni kutokana na janga linaloendelea la COVID-19.
Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus alisema kuwa serikali na raia wa nchi nyingi hawajachukua hatua kabambe kudhibiti janga hilo.
The virus remains public enemy number 1. But the actions of many governments and people do not reflect of this.
Alionya kwamba hali huenda ikazorota zaidi iwapo serikali hazitatoa taarifa bayana kwa raia na kutekeleza mikakati kabambe ya kuzuia maambukizi na kunusuru maisha, huku raia wakifuata kanuni kuhusu afya ya umma za kudumisha umbali ufaao, kunawa mikono, kuvalia barakoa, kufunika kinywa wanapokohoa na kukaa nyumbani wanapougua. Alisema kuwa mnamo siku ya Jumapili visa 1230 viliripotiwa kwa shirika la WHO, ambapo takriban 80% vya visa hivyo viliripotiwa kutoka nchi 10 na takriban nusu kutoka nchi 2. Alisema kuwa ili kudhibiti ugonjwa huo na kuwawezesha watu kuendelea na maisha yao, ni sharti juhudi za kupunguza vifo na maambukizi zitekelezwe, jamii zipewe uwezo na kuhusishwa katika juhudi hizo, na pia kuwe na uongozi na ushirikishi thabiti wa mikakati ambayo wananchi watafahamishwa kwa uwazi. Wakati huo huo, katibu mkuu wa Umoja wa Mataifa Antonio Guterres alionya kwamba janga la COVID-19 linatatiza juhudi za ulimwengu za kuwafikia malengo ya maendeleo endelevu. Alisema kuwa hata kabla ya janga hilo, ulimwengu ulikuwa na changamoto katika kuwafikia malengo hayo kufikia mwaka 2030. Alisema hayo alipokuwa akiongea wakati wa ufunguzi wa kongamano la maafisa wa ngazi za juu wa kisiasa kuhusu maendeleo endelevu. Alitoa wito kwa nchi kutekeleza mikakati ya kufufua juhudi za kufikia malengo hayo. Baadhi ya malengo hayo 17 yanayonuiwa kufikia mwaka 2030 ni kukomesha njaa, usawa wa kijinsia, elimu bora na ukuaji wa kiuchumi. Nikiripotia Dunia Wiki Hii, jina langu ni Bati George.
Katibu mkuu wa Umoja wa Mataifa Antonio Guterres aliwahimiza viongozi wote kuhimiza utumiaji wa kawi inayohifadhi mazingira kwa sababu za kiafya, kisayansi na uchumi. Guterres alitoa wito huo kwenye ujumbe kwa njia ya video katika kongamano la shirika la kimataifa la kawi kuhusu kawi safi, na kutoa wito kwa jamii ya kimataifa kuwekeza katika kawi isiyochafua mazingira. Alisema kuwa uchafuzi wa hewa husababisha vifo vya takriban watu milioni 9 kote duniani. Kadhalika alisema kuwa ni sharti viwango vya joto vidhibitiwe ili kuzuia athari za mabadiliko ya hali ya anga na kupunguza utoaji wa gesi ya carbon. Vilevile alisema kuwa kawi inayohifadhi mazingira, hasa ile inayotokana na jua, huwa ya gharama ya chini zaidi ikilinganishwa na makaa ya mawe. Kwingineko, Guterres alitoa wito wa juhudi za kukabiliana na athari za kiafya ya janga la COVID-19 kwa maeneo ya Amerika Kusini na Caribbean. Alisema kuwa maeneo hayo yameathirika zaidi kutokana na janga hilo. Alisema kuwa kutokana na ongezeko la ukosefu wa usawa na huduma duni za afya, wanawake ambao ni asilimia kubwa ya wafanyikazi wameathirika zaidi. Alisema kuwa taarifa ya sera kuhusu kukabiliana na janga hilo inatoa wito kwa serikali kutekeleza juhudi zaidi za kupunguza umaskini, uhaba wa chakula na utapiamlo. Alisema anaunga mkono raia wa maeneo ya Amerika Kusini na Caribbean wanapokabiliana na changamoto hizo. Nikiripotia Dunia Wiki Hii, naitwa Safin Acheng Ouma. Makala ya hivi punde zaidi ya ripoti kuhusu hali ya chakula na lishe duniani yanakadiria kwamba idadi ya watu wanaokumbwa na njaa iliongezeka kwa takriban milioni 10 mwaka uliopita, na hivyo kutatiza lengo la Umoja wa Mataifa la kukomesha uhaba wa chakula na utapiamlo kufikia mwaka 2030.
Ripoti hiyo iliyotolewa na shirika la chakula na kilimo FAO lenye makao yake jijini Roma ilikadiria kwamba takriban watu milioni 690 walikosa chakula mwaka uliopita, ikiwa ongezeko la watu milioni 10 ikilinganishwa na mwaka wa 2018 na ongezeko la takriban watu milioni 60 miaka 5 iliyopita. Ripoti hiyo haikuzungumzia mwaka huu, ikisema kuwa habari za awali zinaonyesha kwamba chamko la virusi vya korona duniani linazidisha changamoto kwa hali ya chakula duniani. Ripoti hiyo ilisema kuwa kutokana na janga hilo, idadi ya watu wanaokosa chakula duniani huenda ikaongezeka kwa milioni 130 kufikia mwisho wa mwaka huu. Ripoti hiyo ilisema kuwa kupungua kwa viwango vya umaskini nchini China kumechangia kupunguza njaa duniani katika muongo mmoja uliopita, lakini hali hiyo inaathiriwa na hali katika sehemu nyingine duniani. Kwingineko, katibu mkuu wa Umoja Mataifa Antonio Guterres alikariri kwamba watu wengi zaidi huenda wakakumbwa na njaa mwaka huu kutokana na janga la COVID-19. Alitoa tahadhari hiyo kupitia ujumbe kwa njia ya video wakati wa uzinduzi wa ripoti hiyo kuhusu hali ya chakula na lishe. Alisema kuwa mtindo huo ukiendelea, lengo la nambari 2 la malengo ya maendeleo endelevu kuhusu kukomesha njaa kufikia mwaka 2030 halitaafikiwa. Alisema kwamba ni muhimu kuwekeza zaidi ili kuhakikisha hali ya chakula inaimarika duniani na kwamba mwaka ujao ataandaa kongamano kuhusu hali ya chakula. Nikiripotia Dunia Wiki Hii, mimi ni John Madanji.
Visa vya maambukizi ya ugonjwa wa COVID-19 kote duniani vimepita zaidi ya watu milioni 13 na laki 3, huku zaidi ya watu milioni 7 wakipona na wengine zaidi ya nusu milioni wakiaga dunia, kwa mujibu wa takwimu za chuo kikuu cha Johns Hopkins.
Marekani inaongoza katika idadi ya visa, huku ikinakili zaidi ya visa milioni 3 na laki 4 vya maambukizi na zaidi ya vifo laki 1, ikifuatiwa na Brazil kwa zaidi ya visa milioni 1 na laki 9 na zaidi ya vifo 70,000. Nchi zilizo na zaidi ya visa laki 3 ni pamoja na India, Urusi, Peru, Mexico na Chile. Na wizara ya afya nchini Israeli ilisema kuwa zaidi ya visa 40,000 vimeripotiwa, huku zaidi ya watu 19,000 wakipona na wengine 300 kuaga dunia. Na jijini Tokyo, Japan, idadi ya visa vya maambukizi imeendelea kupungua kufuatia hatua zilizochukuliwa kudhibiti ueneaji wa ugonjwa huu. Na Kazakhstan iliandaa maombolezi ya kitaifa kwa raia wa nchi hiyo walioaga dunia kutokana na ugonjwa wa COVID-19, huku bendera zikipeperushwa nusu mlingoti. Nchi hiyo imenakili zaidi ya visa 61,000, huku zaidi ya watu 35,000 wakipona na wengine 300 kuaga dunia. Na afisa mmoja wa Kipalestina alionya kwamba huenda visa vya maambukizi ya COVID-19 vikuongezeka zaidi kwenye eneo la ukingo magharibi ya mto Jordan, kwani hali ya afya imedorora, huku zaidi ya visa 5,000 vikiripotiwa kwenye maeneo ya Wapalestina. Na nchini Uingereza zaidi ya visa 200,000 vimeripotiwa, huku zaidi ya watu 45,000 wakiaga dunia, kwa mujibu wa wizara ya afya nchini humo. Na nchini Senegal, wizara ya afya ilisema kuwa zaidi ya watu 8,000 wameambukizwa virusi hivyo, huku zaidi ya 5,000 wakipona na wengine 150 kuaga dunia. Nikiripotia Dunia Wiki Hii, jina langu ni Sarafina Robi.
Nchi na maeneo mbalimbali yameendelea kulegeza vikwazo vya kudhibiti kusambaa kwa ugonjwa wa COVID-19, ila kwa tahadhari.
Nchini Yemen, vyuo vikuu kwenye maeneo yanayodhibitiwa na waasi wa kundi la Houthi vilirejelea shughuli zao za masomo baada ya kufungwa kwa zaidi ya miezi 3 kutokana na ueneaji wa ugonjwa wa COVID-19. Na Japan natumai kushauriana na nchi na maeneo mbalimbali zikiwemo China na Korea Kusini kuhusu uwezekano wa kulegeza vikwazo vya usafiri vilivyotolewa kutokana na janga la virusi vya korona, kwa mjibu wa duru za serikali. Mashauriano hayo yanayohusisha takriban nchi 10 mwanzoni huenda yakaangazia usafiri wa wafanyabiashara kutoka nchi ambazo zimedhibiti kikamilifu ueneaji wa virusi hivyo. Kwa sasa Japan imewapiga marufuku wasafiri kutoka nchi na maeneo 129 kuingia humo, huku wasafiri kutoka nchi zinazoruhusiwa wakihitajika kupimwa virusi vya korona. Na Tunisia ilifungua mipaka yake na kurejelea safari za ndege za kimataifa ili kuwakaribisha watalii kutoka kote duniani. Nchi hiyo ya kaskazini ya Afrika imedhibiti kikamilifu maambukizi ya ugonjwa huo kupitia vikwazo vikali. Tom Madhenji, Dunia Wiki Hii.
Na mtuelekee nchini Sudan Kusini, ambapo nchi hiyo iliadhimisha miaka 9 tangu ilipopata uhuru, huku miito ya amani ya kudumu ikikaririwa wakati huu ambapo serikali ya nchi hiyo, shirika la UNHCR na washirika wanajitahidi kudhibiti ueneaji wa ugonjwa wa COVID-19.
Nchi hiyo inajiimarisha baada ya vita vikali vya wenyewe kwa wenyewe, ambapo ilibuni serikali ya mpito mwezi Januari, lakini mzozo unaoendelea unatishia kusambaratisha ufanisi ulioafikiwa. Takriban watu milioni 1.7 wamepoteza makazi huku wengine zaidi ya 300,000 wakiwa wakimbizi nchini humo. Shirika la UNHCR limetoa wito kwa viongozi wa nchi hiyo kuimarisha juhudi za kuleta amani ya kudumu na kukomesha mzozo mkubwa zaidi wa watu kupoteza makazi barani Afrika. Sudan Kusini ilipata uhuru kutoka kwa Sudan tarehe 9 mwezi Julai mwaka 2011 kufuatia kura ya maamuzi ambapo zaidi ya 80% ya wapigaji kura waliidhinisha kujitenga kwa nchi hiyo kutoka kwa Sudan. Wakati huo huo, Rais Uhuru Kenyatta wa Kenya alizipongeza pande husika kwenye mchakato wa kufuatia amani nchini Sudan Kusini kutokana na ufanisi katika kudumisha usalama ulioafikiwa katika miezi hivi ya majuzi licha ya janga la COVID-19. Aliyasema hayo kwenye mkutano uliofanyika kwa njia ya video wa kikao cha 36 cha baraza la marais na wakuu wa serikali la shirika la IGAD. Kenyatta alisema ni jambo la kutia moyo kwamba vita vimesitishwa kikamilifu nchini humo, lakini
those significant
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the land of opportunities. In front of you is the great team that is ready to present to you today's press release. I now wish to welcome His Excellency the Governor so that he can take over and welcome for us our CES, Honorable Mutai Kagwe. Thank you.
Asante sana Waziri. Welcome Cabinet Secretary Honorable Mutai Kagwe to Embu. We also have our Senator Peter Gerald Dwega, Deputy Governor David Kariuki, Director General of Public Health Dr. Patrick Amoth. Then we have also the Chief Nursing Officer National, Speaker of the County Assembly Josiah Dhiriku, County Commissioner, who is my co-chair, effectively represented by the deputy, national officials, county officials, health officials, and frontline healthcare officials. Good afternoon. Welcome to Embu County, the land of opportunities. It is timely to think of opportunities in Embu County, notwithstanding COVID-19 pandemic. Even as we fight the pandemic, we must take advantage of our opportunities in this county as a strategy towards post-COVID-19 pandemic economic recovery. We are very hopeful in Embu because we are doing our best to prevent COVID-19 occurring. So we are engaging already the youth and other people so that we begin preparing. Kasi Mitahani, we have already taken off with 2,894 youth who have hit the ground running commencing on Monday 13th July. 20 of them are in this hospital, allocated into this hospital, to make sure it is at its best in cleanness. There will be County Enterprise Fund, which is an initiative of private sector, whereby the financiers will be putting 3 shillings for each shilling contributed by the beneficiaries. And the county government will also chip in. We are also ensuring that in the sectors where we are famous about, we are going to now boost these sectors so that people can get back to the economy. Embu is a macadamia county, being the biggest producers of macadamia in Kenya. We are of macadamia production in Kenya. We are quietly claiming a macadamia market share in US and European Union in order to raise the macadamia prices for our current suffering farmers. Top quality coffee. Immediately the newly built and operational Embu County Coffee Mill gets a marketing license, we intend to send samples of quality Arabica coffee to highly paying medium-sized coffee roasters in North Carolina and California states in US and elsewhere. This move will bring relief to the coffee farmers. Now, back to realities. The current realities check of our current county state of COVID-19 preparedness. The Embu County Emergency and Response Committee has focused on preventive measures to combat COVID as follows. Dedicated tracking teams had roadblock screening teams led by the Director of Public Health, Madame Rosalind Kauge. Training of 1,562 healthcare workers. Training of 1,178 community health workers. We have also sensitized over 200,000 members of the public on coronavirus come COVID-19 preventive measures. These are only a few measures, among others, which have been very effective in keeping the number of positive COVID-19 cases very low in Embu County. Further, major COVID-19 preparedness. So we have, in addition to preventive measures, we have established 4 first-line isolation centers with a capacity of 300 isolation beds, 18 ICU beds, 6 ventilators, and 7 patient monitors. Further, we have established 3 standby isolation centers with a isolation bed capacity of 42. Hence, as of today, we confidently announce that we are ready to combat COVID-19 with a total number of 360 beds. This is over and above the 684 beds. It's a mistake here, 684 beds for other diseases in Embu level 5. So when you add 364 beds plus 360 beds, there you have 1,040 beds only in Embu level 5 hospital. May I now take this opportunity, Waziri, to thank the people who have really helped us in doing what we have done so far. Starting with you, Your Excellency, the Minister. CS Health has provided us with already 2 ventilators, which we shall use in the children's ward, 150 full kits of PPEs, 20 thermoguns already, 10 oxygen supporting devices already received, 550 pieces of KN95 masks, 1,580 face shields, 400 protective gloves, 250 goggles, 50,000 shoe covers, allowance to frontline health workers of 48,465,000. So we are just working on those so that we can now give them the package. 245 healthcare workers under UHC program, 42 healthcare interns under UHC program. Waziri, being blessed for your generosity. Family Bank, 14 ICU beds of 4 functions, 51 isolation beds, again from Family Bank, 51 drips. Then Cooperative Bank has also supplied us yesterday with 10 isolation beds, and we have just seen them. In conclusion, Waziri, let us remind ourselves that health safety is personal, individual responsibility. And hence, let us always remember to wash and sanitize our hands, wear masks, keep safe, social distance. Prevention is better than cure. Thank you and be blessed. Now I take the honor to welcome Waziri Mutahi Kagwe to address the nation. Karibu and welcome again, Waziri, to Embu County.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor. Perhaps before I do so, I would like also to recognize that the Senator is here, and perhaps he can say something before I start. Senator Dwega.
Tumia Governor. Wacha nikamate hii, labda ni baraka ya kona ingine. Waziri, first we want to thank you. My governor has already explained our position in Embu County. First, we want to thank God that amongst the counties which have and a spike in this epidemic, Embu County, we have so far been saved. Indeed, having gone through the hospital and the isolation places that we've seen, no one in those isolation counties. This is something that we need to remind ourselves. Indeed, and I don't want to say what you have always told the nation, but the truth is this: whenever we go outside this county to our markets and places, we are finding people who think that this COVID belongs to other places, not here. The only way that we'll be able to beat this epidemic, and I know this, Waziri, you have said many times, is for each one of us to imagine that this thing iko, yani uko nayo wewe, and for you to imagine that the person next to you is going to infect you. Once we get to that reality, then we'll be able to fight this disease. Indeed, Waziri, and I'm happy Commissioner is here and you addressed it earlier. In this country, we have pockets of people who behave as if they don't belong to this world. In some places, this afternoon, if you went some places, you find fellows enjoying local brews. Wanatwanga kitu yao vizuri inside huko kwa vichaka huko. And you know, this is courting death. And I want to ask those people, whoever it is that is doing that, and wherever you are, please remember that ukuete korua atedio kohora. Hii maneno, when it is time for death, you just die, and there is no cure for death. So please watch out. We want to ask people, not just in this country, countrywide, that let us fight this thing. It is not enough to tell the president, open up, don't close. Open up, don't close. Now, when you are closed, we did very well. The day the thing was opened, now some of us who are beyond 40, those of us who are beyond 40, we are looking for holes to hide. Because you have seen, the thing has spiked all over, everywhere. Waziri, I want to request you that please let us have testing facilities in this place. Let us do that. We have had reports that most people in this country are asymptomatic. Maybe here, that might be the reality. Perhaps if we could have testing facilities in all places, maybe this pandemic, the reality of this pandemic will be real, will be realized, with our people. I want to thank you very much, Waziri.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator. From the outset, let me just first say thank you to the Governor, Governor Martin Wambora, and to say it's a pleasure being here in Embu. It's not the first time for us. We have been here before. And I just want to say that your welcome is appreciated. We were very, very, very warmly welcomed here, and I want to thank you and your government for that. As you know, we are undertaking visits across the country to just take stock of the level of readiness and to identify the gaps for enforcement as we intensify our efforts to safeguard public health. We cannot afford to rest on our achievements attained so far, as collectively put by Senator Peter Ndwega, because this disease is here with us, and it is spreading and ravaging our people in all the counties. This preparedness that we are looking for is essentially to invest in firefighting against the disease in the future. The activities of visiting and going around also give us an opportunity to motivate and encourage healthcare workers for their hard work as they handle the difficult assignments of fighting this virus. Fellow Kenyans, I'm very encouraged by the level of preparedness in most of the counties that we have visited so far. I must also acknowledge that not all counties are at the same level of readiness. Indeed, there are many who have met and surpassed the 300-bed isolation facilities that His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta mandated that we must have in each county as a minimum. Here in Embu, I'm very pleased to note that the county government, as has been explained by the governor, has already established over 360 beds in readiness for the management of COVID-19 and an additional 18 ICU beds. And indeed, not only are they ready, it's a great thing to see. It's just well done. And I want to congratulate the Embu people. I want to congratulate you. I want to say hongera. Hongera, in case the governor has assured me that in case anything else were to arise, he is also able to expand into other areas that are not necessarily in this. And this is a big hospital. You know, this is not a small hospital with over 1,000 beds, you know, inclusive. When you add all of them, you go almost to 1,000 beds, and that's a big job. And I want to thank you, Governor, because that care is not just for Embu County. It also serves, I'm told, very many other counties, all the way from Kitui, Kirinyaga, and the others. So, Asante. So this preparedness that you have, Governor, is beyond what the presidential directive was, and I want to thank you for that achievement. This is key, considering that Embu County has only two recorded positive cases, and is ranked actually at number 39 out of the 43 counties that have so far recorded cases. But the reason why we are here as a team from the Ministry of Health is to try and urge the Embu people to keep it that way. We don't compete for the higher number, compete for the lower number. So there is nothing to be proud of by saying how many, we are so many. We should be ready and we should be happy that our ICU beds, the COVID-19 ICU beds, are empty. The isolation centers here are empty. This is what we should be thankful to God. This is only because of the care and protection that has been there. And we have said, and I repeat, that because of the movement of people, the free movement of people now across the country, it is likely that you might find visitors who will bring it here, especially those people who are coming from Nairobi. I come from Nairobi as well, but you can see I'm keeping my... Na mtu wa Nairobi, mwambie akae kama mimi. Akae akiweka nini? Akiweka social distance. Akikukaribia, mwambie arudi Nairobi. Lakini ikiwezekana sana, people in Nairobi should stay in Nairobi. You are not, the governor is not actually welcoming you here. So, kaeni huko tu. But as has been mentioned, the fact that you have got only that you had only 2 cases, I am aware that there are 21 persons in quarantine at the moment, but we hope that these ones will also turn negative. But this situation can easily change. So to provide comprehensive medical care to our people calls for additional accessories and skilled human capacity. And I'm glad that there is training, continuous training going on in this hospital. I'm informed that to boost its intensive care capacity, Embu County requires additional auxiliary equipment such as ventilators, patient monitors, infusion, syringe feed pumps to the existing ICU infrastructure. I don't want to repeat what the governor has said in terms of the ministry, what the ministry has provided in support, in addition to the 5 billion shillings that President Kenyatta ordered be given to the counties for their level of preparedness and to improve the level of preparedness. And I know that Embu is going to get the money. I know that the 48.5 million for the healthcare workers, for frontline healthcare workers is already here. And I know that there will be a happy lot in a very short time. Fellow Kenyans, I wish to emphasize that the success of our efforts as a country in combating the pandemic depends on the collaboration and cooperation of all Kenyans. This includes not only the deliberate effort by the government to access and to share accurate information on COVID-19, but also the desire of the people to pay keen attention to the information provided. As a ministry, we will continue to offer leadership in the fight against COVID-19 in the country. And we are going to take a couple of steps that we are already doing. For example, we want to support the emergency responses in the implementation of the rollout of policies and guidelines. We want to support the monitoring and evaluating key action in public health, ensuring effectiveness and efficiency in achieving the stated strategic goals of the government to detect, contain, manage, and communicate properly on the status of COVID-19. And we want to mobilize resources to ensure the implementation of the key actions needed to actualize the containment measures. My brothers and sisters, as we have often stated, to control the spread of the virus in our communities, it calls for personal responsibility in observing the containment measures. And we cannot say this enough. And I want to propose to you a new slogan today. I know that we have been saying, you can get it, I can get it, and you know all the other things. But today I want to propose another one. You save me, I save you. Wewe niokoe, na mimi nikuokoe. Let's save each other. This is what is called personal responsibility. Hiyo ndio kuchukua jukumu lako kiukamilifu na kumaliza hii virusi. Ukimwi simulimaliza ama bado iko? I know it is there even in Embu, hata ukimwi iko, lakini nasungumza juu ya virusi. Hii virusi COVID-19. Kwa hivyo, you save me, I save you. If we agree that we are going to save each other, so that if I go too close to the governor, he can point at me and say, you save me, I will save you. All right? So you take the responsibility of saving your friend. Take the responsibility of saving your child. Take the responsibility of saving your mother. Take the responsibility of saving your father. Take the responsibility of saving your friend. When you go very close to your friend and you don't know whether you are positive or negative, and I have told people, assume the person is positive, then you are not saving your friend. So let's just agree that I want to save you, so please save me. I want to save you, so save me. And it is by observing the containment measures that we can be able to do that. And that is why, when we observe some of the misbehavior that is going on, we become a bit saddened. For example, as I know that Senator Adwega alluded to the issue of illicit brewing. We are aware indeed that there is illicit brewing of alcohol here in Embu. In fact, we are told, Governor, that one of the key producers of this illicit brew actually goes around with Natugari. He goes around distributing. Not only is he cooking it where it is supposed, is it brewing or cooking or what? One of those. Not only is he brewing this stuff, he is actually distributing it as if he is East African breweries. Anachukua gari yake, anapeleka kila pahali. Hata nasikia zingine. So let him be told. We are aware. And in fact, from here, the next person I am going to report this person to, I am going to go and tell CS Matiang'i, nimetumwa na watu wa Embu, waondolewe hiyo pombe. Si ndio? Nimwate kirogo watu waitu. Yaliyo johio. Gera Matiang'i ogwo. Haya. Ingine, I am also aware that the growing of mogoka. Siko pia. Iyo mogoka is common. And so does a chewing of stimulants on a miraa. So according to the data provided by the National Agency for Campaign Against Drug Abuse, Nakanda, about 50% of the youth in this county use the stimulant, abandoning and breaking all social distancing rules. Wale wanakura miraa, wanakura, wanashuna wakiwa pamoja. Na mogoka. So I want to appeal to the partakers of mogoka that you must embrace individual responsibility in protecting yourself. Onoko niuleaga miraa. Ore miraa ugiprotectaga mulirato ucio murileaga nake miraa. Tondu mogia kwimenyerera ulileaga miraa wi wiki. Tondu acio murileaga na miraa ni magukua. Si ndio? Ulileaga miraa wiki. Koguo wewe atu miraa twakui. Uikare hale agakona ine na kioro ikerega kona karia kangi na kungihota karitigana na miraa. Lakini ikiwa ni lazima, keep your distance. And it is for that reason that I also want to mention that today we have hit one of the highest numbers that we expect to see in the country. Some 688 people have tested positive today in the last 24 hours from a sample size of 4,522. That's a large number, my friends. That's a big number. What it tells you is that the virus has really spread into the community, because most of these people are still in Nairobi, but additionally, we are also seeing new counties getting it. We now have 12,750 positive cases, with a cumulative total of 238,163. Again, wenzangu, male, out of that number, 425 are men, while 263 are female. Age-wise, again, we have seen this trend continuing. A 7-month infant, while the oldest is 95. So Nairobi now is quite heavily infested. It leads the cumulative total of 7,298, followed by Mombasa at 1,812. Kiambu is third at 725. Tana River County now becomes the latest county to record a case, bringing now to 44 the total number of counties affected so far. Embu County, as I said, has remained fairly safe, and I hope that none of the people I've read are heading towards Embu. I'm also delighted to inform you that today 457 patients have recovered from the disease. From this figure, 401 have been under home-based care, while 56 have been discharged from the various hospitals. So the number of people now we have discharged out of the cases that I have mentioned. I've mentioned about the 12,000 cases, but it means therefore that 4,440 out of those cases have now been discharged. And I would like to thank the healthcare workers, because it is because of you that these people have been cured. However, on a sad note, we have also lost 3 patients due to the disease, and therefore to date, we have now lost 225 people to COVID-19. And I wish, on my own behalf, on behalf of the Ministry of Health, and indeed on behalf of all of us, we wish to pass our sincere condolences to the families and friends of those who have lost their loved ones. As I conclude, let me also take this opportunity to say that I did not come here alone. I came with a team from the Ministry of Health and some other friends. So you have all met Dr. Patrick Amboth, who is the acting DG. Then we have got Mary Nandiri, Daktari, with us, who is the acting Director of Nursing. We have got Laban Thega. Where is Laban? He's around. Laban Thega is acting Director for Health Services. And where is Mamo? Oh, Mamo, yes. And Mamo, head of the division of the National Public Health Laboratory Services, who are the people who actually do the samples. But in addition to those friends, and before I open the floor for the media to ask the questions, I have also accompanied by another friend whose name is Kawala Amina. I want to invite my friend here so that you can greet her and she can make a speech. Maybe you can bring down this. This is my friend Amina. Amina, please come here. Yeah, right there. And let's listen to her.
Hi, my name is Haula Amina, and I have a plan for coronavirus, and so that people can know that corona is not a joke, and I'm the voice of the little ones. COVID-19, lockdown, curfew, keeping distance. Who will explain to me? I'm not going to school. Mommy says no friends in the house, no going out, no greeting, no good night house. Only wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Keep your distance, keep your distance, keep your distance. Stay home, stay home, stay home. Wear mask, wear mask, wear mask. Who will explain to me? Mommy is not going to work. Always working on the computer. How now? Home is not job. She's not talking to me. Working. I watch my cartoons. I read my storybooks. I draw pictures. I enjoy it. But I don't like it. I miss my friends. Someone explain to the children, what is corona? Where did it come from? Why has life changed? I'll make a prayer. Dear God, bring back our lives. Cure the people in corona. I know you hear little children, but I beg you, take away corona. But remember, if we treat this disease normally, it will treat us abnormally. Thank you. This is Haula Amina, the voice of the little ones. Bye. Mwah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think the message is very clear. And if Amina knows about this disease, then you should know about this disease. Thank you so much. Thank you, and God bless you. Let me now give an opportunity to the members of the Fourth Estate to raise 1 or 2 questions, and then we can call it a day.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Waziri. My name is Melita Oletenges from NTV. My first question would be, Nairobi Senator and the chair of the ad hoc committee on COVID-19 pandemic
was arrested by over an allegations of drinking over hours. Perhaps what is your stand on that, and what action will be taken to the senator and the management of this particular establishment where he was caught? And do you also, in your capacity, are you aware that there are bars which are running, and what measures would be taken to such bars that are running after curfew? My last question is, many politicians have been seen breaking the rules of COVID-19. Perhaps this matter has been being brought forth and back and forth between your ministry and the Interior Ministry. Perhaps because this is being implemented on account of concerns from your ministry, what would you say regarding this particular politicians, and what actions will be taken against them? Thank you.
Afternoon, Waziri. My name is Moige William from TV47. My question to you, Waziri, is some religious leaders have complained that the protocols laid down before they are allowed to reopen are very harsh, and there are fears that religious places might be the next hotspot. Maybe what is your concern on the same? Thank you.
I'm Sarafina Roby from KBC. My question is in regards to the number of beds. You said that a number of counties have already met the required capacity. Perhaps what are the statistics? And also in regards to the Cuban doctors that you mentioned yesterday, how much is the government spending on the Cuban doctors? And also, what are the plans in employing more doctors?
Waziri, my name is Njagi from Ovoro TV. My question comes from isolation centers. How safe are they? Because this morning we had a police officer was caught with a patient. How safe are the isolation centers, and what is your ministry doing to make sure that the patients that go for isolations are safe?
Thank you very much. Okay, one more then, the final one.
Waziri, my name is Ruben Gedenji from the Star newspaper. I would like to know, elders from Membu sometimes ago proposed that herbal medicine be tapped in order for it to be seen whether it can cure corona. Is there any attempt that the government has done to find out whether corona can be cured by through herbal medicine? And then the last question is, in Turkana, in the media yesterday, we were shown some residents from Turkana conducting marriages and all kind of public gatherings, and it could be seen that they were not obeying regulations of the government. What is the government doing to prevent such things?
Thank you very much. Let me start. I think that one, the Turkana one, and Mirita's question are essentially the same, and they revolve around the issue of gatherings and the issue of alcohol being sold. I had alluded to that a bit earlier, and you also mentioned about politicians and their misbehavior. Let me just say this. When we talk about responsibility, and we talk about personal responsibility, two things are in collusion here. One is that as an individual, you have a choice. You have a choice. When you see a public gathering, or when you know that a politician has invited a public gathering, you have a choice of to go to that gathering or not to go to the gathering. Why go to the gathering and then you start complaining that Mutahi Kagwe had called a political meeting and he is not keeping social distances, and you are the one who is there? What are you doing there in the first place? How can you go to a place, or the religious one that you are saying? You go to a church, you sit there, you can see there is no social distancing. Take personal responsibility. Get out of there. Because you cannot say that the police should stand out here on this Embu Road here and stop everybody from crossing because there might be a car. It is up to you to look left, look right, decide whether you want to cross or not. So I want to start from there. The fact that when you see these political gatherings, you don't have to be there. Don't go there. Because the second thing is that it is obviously extremely irresponsible of politicians to do so. It's irresponsible. And it is bad when it is our leaders. You know, it is bad when it is our leaders who have those political gatherings. And I want to warn that people should be aware, and I guarantee you, if you go to those gatherings and you get infected, you will not see the politician who had asked you to go there. You will never see them. We have also known politicians who have actually caused infections to people and denied completely later that they are the ones or they were anywhere near COVID positive situations. We have seen it. So I urge the public, do not fall trap to going to political gatherings. Just don't go. If you all refuse to go, then politicians would be standing there speaking to themselves. And within no time at all, nobody would go. Nobody would call a meeting. They call a meeting because they know you are foolish enough to go. So if you stop and you become wiser, it won't happen. I am not condoning it. I am saying it is very irresponsible. It's annoying, really. But, and it's the same applies to the alcohol situation. And you are right, Mirita, that the Ministry of Health is not an enforcement agency. The role of the Ministry of Health is to point out, to say that you are not supposed to open a bar. Bars are not opened. So if somebody is opening the bar, and in fact we have also seen some people now pretending that theirs are restaurants, when as a matter of fact they are bars. So when it is those kind of activities that then force the government to take very stringent measures, the closure of those bars, we have closed quite a bit, quite a few in Nairobi, and we will continue to close those bars. And when we close them, there is no reopening. Because to reopen, you need a license. You need a health certificate. You need to be certified as a healthy place. So you'll not get a health certificate. So you're not open again. So why take a risk to kill people during this COVID-19 and in the process also be closed down? It is just plain foolish. And we hope that people are going to refuse to go to those bars. Because after all, as I said, it is a personal responsibility to enter that drinking den. Seraphine, you asked about, I think I have answered William's question in the process regarding religious hotspots. I think, remember, that the measures that you are talking about, the protocols, were developed by the religious committee itself. You know, we work together with them. We work together with our religious fraternity led by His Grace, Archbishop Muheria. We work together with his team to develop the protocols that you are talking about. So it is the least and most attractive level that we can be able to work with under the circumstances. And you'll also know that a lot of religious organizations, Muslim communities and others, have actually said that in spite of the fact that we have developed protocols, they have seen that they cannot be able to follow the protocols. They cannot be able to contain people the way the protocol proposes. And those who cannot be able to contain the people in accordance with the protocol are not opening. And it is themselves who are making those decisions. And we are grateful and thankful that they are doing that. On the matter of the Cuban doctors, the Cuban doctors are being paid like our own doctors. We are not paying any more than we pay our own people, and I would like that very clearly done. Unless somebody starts saying how we are paying foreigners more, we are not. We are not doing so. It is a small brigade of 20 doctors who have come, specialists in their own area, and their purpose really is just to come and exchange skills with our own doctors, so that, and they also learn from us. They learn from us and we learn from them. It's a healthy exchange. But that brigade will be moving together so that in the event of a serious outbreak, for example here, then they can all come together, 21 of them, to look at the various assistance that they may be able to get. And yes, we are continuing to hire doctors as the situation as the situation evolves, we are short of doctors in the ministry, and we are looking at how to increase capacity. So it's a continuous process. As we get funding, we hire more doctors. In the issue of isolation centers and the care of isolation centers, we are very, at the moment, we are happy with what we have seen. I am not actually sure, Jaggi, about, is it that you said a policeman was caught in an isolation center and he is not sick? Huh? Caught with a patient doing what? Why would you be caught with somebody who is positive unless you are completely foolish? Anyway, I don't know what he was doing. You know, Jaggi, what he was doing. I don't. So I am unable to comment on his goings-ons. Githenji, you said that you asked about the issue of local materials for use to combat COVID-19. Again, there is nothing like that. As far as we can tell, so far, no vaccine and no cure has been discovered for COVID-19. And therefore, the rest of it is a trial and error. Maybe it can work. But I think that the best thing for them to do is to present it to the Ministry of Health for testing and otherwise, so that we can see whether it indeed works. So I want to stop there, and I want to ask Dr. Amoth to just say something very quickly about two things. One is to do with home isolation, that we want to really people to understand what home isolation is all about. We would like the public to understand what you do when you have got your patient at home, and the possibilities of you having a patient in your own house. And perhaps also, at this moment, it is also good for us to mention to the people of Embu matters related to universal health care, and the fact that the government has put aside a substantial amount of money that we want to start giving NHIF cards to the people, the most vulnerable people, because going forward, UHC is going to be predicated on having a card, not just walking into a hospital, but everybody will be having a card that you can go with to a hospital. And it will be an electronic, we are all going to go electronic. You are going to predicate it on ICT, so that it's a smart card. When you swipe your card, we will be able to know, even at NHIF, what has transpired, and your sickness, and so on and so forth. So maybe, Dr. Amoth, you might want to mention a little bit about those two things.
Thank you, Waziri. Regarding home-based care, the WHO, World Health Organization, developed guidelines on home-based care for COVID-19, and this was premised on the fact that a majority of the patients all over the world were symptomatic, and therefore it is imperative that if you are positive and you are symptomatic, there's a possibility that you could be managed from home. Based on that, we took the WHO guidelines through the case management team at the Ministry of Health and the COVID-19 task force, customized home-based guidelines from WHO to suit our local needs. So what we require for home-based care, which are defined simply by home-based care, simply means taking care of somebody who is sick but relatively stable in a home environment under the supervision of a trained healthcare worker. And there are very many advantages of practicing home-based care, because one, people recover best at home because the environment is familiar, the family that supports you, there with you, and you are at home in a situation where you don't feel like you're out of your normal settings. Based on that, we came up with these simple criteria. One, of course, you must have a positive COVID-19 test from a certified lab. Number two is that you must be asymptomatic. So if you have any symptoms of COVID-19 like cough, difficulty in breathing, or fever, you don't qualify for home-based care. Number three is that you must not have any coexisting medical condition like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, chronic kidney disease, and the like. Number 4, you must have a space within your home where you can be able to isolate. It must be a well-ventilated room, separate from the rest of the other rooms. You must have a caregiver who will be able to provide you with support in terms of bringing you your food and all other supplies that you may require. Preferably, you should have separate toilet and bathroom facilities. Then you will be able to supply with you with basic PPEs during your period of isolation, and a raft of very many other measures that are clearly articulated in the home-based guidelines, which we have shared with the counties both in English and Kiswahili, and we appeal to the counties to be able to have an abridged version of home-based care in a local dialect, because eventually, as we go towards home-based care, it will rest on the individual members of the household to provide that care. So we also have a rigorous monitoring and evaluation system to ensure that only those who fit that criteria go for home-based care. They are monitored throughout the 13-14 days period. Then we also have a referral link to the facilities in case somebody needs to move from home-based care to institutional care. This is because as at now 90% of our cases are asymptomatic. And if you are to manage asymptomatic cases in institutional facilities, the cost is about 21,000, again driven primarily by use of PPEs. So we'll be saving a significant amount of money. Patients will also be recovering best in a home environment where they are more familiar. And we have practiced this before during the advent of HIV/AIDS, when we practiced home-based care successfully, to a point where now we are capable, the lessons that we have learned from them, quickly we can be able to deploy to home-based care for COVID-19. We are also training community health volunteers. So far we have trained more than 60,000 through an online module, and these are the frontline workers who are going to supervise home-based care and link people to the facilities in case they require to be moved from home-based care to institutional care. So Embu County would also, now that you don't have any cases, this is the best time to be able to train your people in preparation for in case there's a surge in the numbers. So far in general, our numbers, even though they are increasing, the healthcare system has responded in a very resilient manner. We are not being overwhelmed. As of today, we have 1,010 people admitted in our facilities throughout the country. Out of these, 40 are in ICU, 22 on ventilatory support, 15 requiring supplemental oxygen, and 3 on observation. And this trend has continued to obtain for the past 7 to 10 days. So as we count the days towards the proverbial 21 days after the lifting of the restriction in movement, we are so far happy, and if we continue this way, the healthcare system will be able to cope. Finally, in terms of UHC, of course, universal health coverage, which is premised on primary health care, is the way to go to deliver healthcare services, because it is cheap, it is affordable, it is within reach of the community. It is for this reason that this year the government has allocated Kenya shilling 6 billion for UHC, and they want to use this money to be able to cover the vulnerable, that is the people with disabilities, people with chronic conditions, people who are extremely poor or the indigent, and we are working with the counties to identify these people together, and then we'll be able to give them NHIF cards, to give them what is equal to or similar to the super cover that we have. And from that investment by the national government, Governor, we plead with you that you match our contribution for Embu County. If we cover 20,000, maybe you can give us 10,000, or if you are gracious enough, you give us another 20,000. That way we'll journey together and ensure beyond COVID that our health system is much better and our health indicators improve. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Amoth. I think that was important information, particularly to the people of Embu County. I also want to take this opportunity to say that we have heard your cry of the equipment that you wanted from yourself and from your medical staff. I am aware that our brothers from Cambridge were here, I think last week or the previous week, to look at the potential of the lab that you have got here, and to see whether we can work together to create a testing facility here in Embu. I know that there are a few things that are supposed to be corrected, so as soon as that is done, we will then move equipment so that we can start testing here in Embu. The second issue has got to do with your oxygen plant. You said that, and I saw it myself, it's a very small plant for the kind of demand that you have got here. Is only producing about 80 liters per minute. But as you are aware, Embu is earmarked for support through support for that facility through French government commitment that has been made, and therefore we are in the process of straightening that issue and working with them. I'm sure we can be able to assist initially with a plant, an oxygen plant that will produce 400 liters per minute. As we came here today, we also came with some goodies for you. I know that we have got some 4 more ventilators for you, and that's and also additionally 4 more patient monitors alongside other material that we have brought for you. And it is in recognition of the excellent work that is going on amongst the healthcare workers that we are enthused to support Embu. And I wish to appreciate the following members of staff of Embu for their exemplary performance and support of others. The first one, number 1, is Rosaline Kaugi. Rosaline, thank you very much. He is in charge of emergency. Maybe you better stand here so that the media can, you look at the media, face the media so they can see you. I think they much prefer to take your picture than mine. She is in charge of emergency and operations of COVID-19. She coordinates the county and 4 sub-county response teams. She further coordinates 37 multidisciplinary subcommittees on COVID-19 within the county on preventive services tirelessly. Thank you very, very much, Rosaline. The second one is Dr. Kwalib Ali Abdi. Daktari, medical officer, working in critical care department at Embu Level 5 Hospital. He is a trainer of trainers on COVID-19 and has been tirelessly involved in training of some 1,562 healthcare workers. And I can tell you, Abdi, that your passion comes through. Even when you are explaining to me about what is happening in the hospital, your passion comes through. Thank you very much for your help. The third one is Dr. Samson Ilewa. Where is Samson? The medical superintendent for Runyenjes Level 4 Hospital. And we appreciate Daktari, your dedication and commitment in management of COVID-19 suspected cases. He has so far successfully managed over 50 suspected cases. Asante sana, Daktari. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize Molly Joe. Where is Molly? Molly, karibu. And Molly is a nursing officer in charge of Embu Level 5 Isolation Center. For her effectiveness in managing the isolation center, Molly, thank you so much. She has successfully nursed 2 confirmed cases and 24 suspected cases. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I also wish to recognize Derek Munene. Derek Munene, driver. He's an ambulance driver. Munene, asante sana. Munene is an ambulance driver in Embu Level 5 Hospital, and he took the response team to evacuate the very first case recorded in Embu County without fear, but I hope you had a mask on. He has, and so far you look good, so I'm sure you are all right. And he has evacuated close to 1,000 suspected cases. Asante sana. Thank you very much, Monene. Thank you. And on that note, as these people work, let's also remember that we should not stigmatize. We should not stigmatize the people who are suspected, the people who are in quarantine facilities, or indeed the people who have turned positive. There is no difference between a person who turned positive and then went negative. In fact, there is no difference between you and a person who is positive. The only difference is that you are not positive. That's all. But otherwise, the person is a person like you and I, and any one of us can't get it. Any one of us. Any one of us. So let's not stigmatize anybody because they are positive or we suspect that they are. What we should do is empathize with them, take care of them, assist them, pray for them, because today they are the ones who have that situation. Tomorrow it's you who has that situation. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the administration. Thank you very, very much indeed, because they are the ones who co-chair the response committee, and I want to say that I am pleased that in Embu, the national government, the administration, the county commissioner and his and your team is working very, very closely to ensure that we keep the people of Embu safe. I also want to say to you that we are very, very pleased with kazi mtaani and what you are doing with it. Vijana wale ambao wanafanya kazi kule mitaani kusafisha, cleaning up our place, keeping up hygiene measures, and we are very, very pleased with what we are doing. I think here you have how many? 2,896 vijana, wasichana na vijana wanafanya kazi hapa Embu because of a program that was launched by the president to keep our places clean. We want them trained. We want them to really assist us to clean up our place, but not just cleaning. They can do a lot more. We are appealing to them and to the county government, working together with the Kazi Mitaani people. We can even paint the town. We can plant trees and continue foresting our county. So there's a lot that we can do working together. These over 2,000 people are actually being paid by the national government in continuous support of the hygiene measures. Because tukiwa wasafi, hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. And going forward, post-COVID-19, prevention that was talked about by the governor, prevention is going to be key to how we tackle disease going forward in this country. Because prevention is simple. You keep on washing your hands post-COVID. We want to keep our houses clean. We want to keep our streets clean. We don't want people dumping rubbish all over the place. And it is important that we maintain that. I also want to thank the county legislature. I can see the speaker is here, with the chairman also of health is also here. And I want to thank you for the support you have given the government of Embu and the way that you work closely together. When people don't understand that governors must work very closely with the county legislatures, because that's where the money comes from for combating this disease. And unless the team in the Embu County pass the money for use by the governor, then you'll not have money for use. So I want to thank you and to ask you through the speaker to thank you and to ask you to please continue with that good work. I want to thank the people of Embu. Tafadhalini, tukae hivyo hivyo bila COVID-19. You save me, I save you. Thank you.
Emirates FA Cup semi-final showdown you have been waiting for as holders Manchester City release a sweet revenge against Arsenal at Wembley on Saturday the 18th of July.
Ceballos. Oh, and he scores! Danny Ceballos, the substitute, fires Arsenal ahead. Sterling. Newcastle backing off, and Sterling's found the corner. Fabulous goal.
Watch it live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1 on the 18th of July from 9:45 p.m. KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Oh, and he picks out Barkley, who scores. It's a super goal. It's a good setup. Martial was in the... Maguire! And he has won it!
It is another must-watch match live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1 on Sunday, the 19th of July from 8 p.m.
Things can't be forgotten or forgiven. What you did to me is one of those things.
Let's find a death for Iñaki Mora, alias Gonzalo Ibanez.
Can I give this to you and you promise me you'll give this to your mom as soon as she comes back? I'm willing to set a trap for Ismail.
Good afternoon and welcome. This is KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. It's another Saturday Reckons that we are here to discuss matters sports and to let you know what's been making headlines from the sporting arena, both locally and across the borders. Good afternoon once again and welcome. My name is Amfa Apidi. That has been a live transmission from Embu, where the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Health, was giving an update around COVID-19 situation in the country from a statistics point over the last 24 hours. And a very quick rundown of the key highlights of his speech this afternoon. Waziri said, the highest number in the country to date were 4,522 patients or samples were taken, out of which 688 turned positive, the highest, one of the highest numbers in the country over the last 24 hours, bringing a cumulative figure of 12,750 turning positive out of a total sample of 238,163. Of the 688, 425 are men, 263 are female, the youngest being 7 months old and the oldest being 95 years of age. Nairobi still leads with a cumulative figure of 7,298, followed by Mombasa at 1,812. Then coming in position number 3 or third position is Kiambu County with 725. Tana River becomes the latest county to join the COVID-19 cases, making it 44 counties out of the total 47 in the country. 457 patients have been discharged, out of which 401 from the home-based care and 56 from the hospitals, bringing the total cumulative figure of discharges to 4,440. Unfortunately, and on a sad note, we as a country have lost 3 more patients, bringing the total number of fatalities in the country to 225. That's been the COVID-19 update from CS Mutai Kagwe, who was coming to us live from Embu County, just letting us know what's been happening in the country over the last 24 hours from a COVID-19 point of view. Now we shift gears and go into our sporting segment. But as we do that, the new slogan that Waziri has come up with today is you save me, I save you. That's the slogan that Waziri has come up with from a COVID-19 situation point of view. You save me, I save you. very well put. Now, fast forward, and we now cross over to sports. And of course, we've seen so much happening from a sporting point of view, with lots of sporting activities coming back into normalcy, some restarting. Here we are ready to bring you up to speed with what's been happening and also giving you an update of what to expect. Remember, this weekend, the KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, is bringing to you live the FA Cup semi-final matches starting at 9:45 p.m. today. Arsenal taking on Manchester City. Then tomorrow at 8 p.m., Manchester United taking on Chelsea. The war of words between the two managers, I'll talk to you about that later on. It's been very interesting. But now, let's talk about a sport that many, only hear or see about, but not know much about. This is mountain biking. What is mountain biking? We see people or cyclists going up the mountain, rough terrains, going through very horrid and tough conditions, but we don't know what mountain biking is. That's going to be our first topic for this afternoon. But before that, let's just get a glimpse of what mountain biking is all about. Then when we come back, I'll go straight into matters mountain biking. We have a guest in studio who will be letting us know what it's all about and how to prepare mentally, physically, and psychologically. Let's just get a preamble of what mountain biking is all about.
It's very tough mountain biking. It's very technical.
A lot of sandy terrain, a lot of rocky terrain, a lot of unpredictable trails.
Well over 2,000 meters, stunning views, and a sense of space that I've never seen anywhere else.
You climb a lot.
I mean, we must have climbed about 1,600 vertical meters, but it was well worth it.
You have every climb you do, you know there's going to be a downhill that rewards you, and the RVO has just glorious downhills.
It's the annual doses of adrenaline which gets pumped into the body.
You're riding in an environment which basically feels it hasn't changed over the last thousands of years.
With areas full of wildlife.
One moment you're driving through savanna, the other moment you're driving through thick forests, you're going through riverbeds.
What I like about RVO is that you still have quite a lot of moments that you're just riding with the two of you. You're on your own.
And it really feels like a big journey.
Going from one place to another and exploring.
Starting on the tea plantations.
Deserts, plains.
Virgin forest, waterfalls.
On the rim of a volcano.
Down to the Rift Valley, dramatic landscapes. You get to places where probably never ever any tourist gets to.
All of us, I think, get a few moments that we think, wow, it was perfect.
Nothing better in the world than cycling in these parts of the country.
That's the Rift Valley Odyssey. Very tough mountain biking there indeed. It takes a lot. Some of this we only see in international arena, but not many know that we have such terrains and such games here in the country. We are privileged and honored this afternoon to have with us the founder, Rift Valley Odyssey, Mr. Eric Nesbitt, with us in studio, just to let us know what mountain biking is all about and what came into his mind to come up with the same in the country, and how has it been since then? Are we going to have an edition this year? And if yes, when? We are all set to find out more about mountain biking. Let me take the opportunity to introduce and welcome in studio the director and founder of Rift Valley Odyssey, Mr. Eric Nesbitt, with us this afternoon. Mr. Nesbitt, good afternoon and welcome.
Afternoon, thank you, P.
Thank you very much for joining us in studio this afternoon. First and foremost, we've just gotten a preamble of what Rift Valley Odysseys is all about, and of course mountain biking being the key thing. How did you come up with this whole idea of having mountain biking here in the country?
Good question. Well, I've been cycling all my life. Since when I was a little boy, I've never stopped cycling. I still cycle every day, or at least every week I'm cycling. So I was doing a lot of international competitions, mountain bike competitions, and decided, you know, enough is enough. We got to have one here. So I replicated what I experienced elsewhere to create the Rift Valley Odyssey, which is a 5-day mountain bike race across the Rift Valley. And it's much in the same ethos as what the Safari Rally used to be. 5 days, arduous, rugged, a mix between professionals and amateurs doing their absolute best. An aspirational event where anybody that really puts their mind to it, trains up, focuses on it, can do it, and they will go and compete against international superstars and do their best. 5 days across the most stunning landscape of Kenya.
Well, when you mention 5 days, it becomes very, very scary indeed for many, but it clearly is something that can be done because it's been done. You started off in 2010. How has it been for the past 9-10 years or so that the race has been in the country in terms of number of entries? Has it been increasing? Has there been a lot of liking of the same? And what's your general assessment over the last 9-10 years or so that you started off this mountain biking in the country?
Yep. 2010, our first event was, it was really an exploratory event. There were 30 people. It was free. There was no entry fees whatsoever, completely underwritten by myself and my good friends. And we introduced the sport to the nation. Since then, it has grown, and we limit the entries to 100 participants only, and that's because we go into such remote areas that the logistics of it are very complicated and challenging. Last year was the 10th anniversary, and we put on a special 10-day event, and that started in Laikipia and finished at the Masai Mara. 10 days, just shy of 1,000 kilometers of mountain biking. It was a phenomenal trip for those that did it, so much so that we will now do that every 2 years. We'll run a 10-day event. So it's been an exciting 10 years of putting on the event. It changes every year, direction, the destinations, different mountains, different lakes, different areas, different forests, different national parks, different private conservancies, different people. But what is true is that there's constantly repeat cyclists. The highest frequent is somebody that's done 8 RVOs, and they are on their way back to do their 10th. This next one, the 11th.
Congratulations indeed, Eric, because it's not easy to run through the same for the number of years that you've done the same. But you've mentioned about the routes and going through the Rift Valley. Who goes through putting together the route? Because when you look at the terrains that you go through, it takes a lot. You've mentioned Safari Rally. In Safari Rally, we say it's the battle between man and machine. This time round, we are talking about bicycles. We are looking at a very tough, terrains in terms of routing, as we can see on our screens.
Yes, it is. It's definitely not an easy event, and it will never, ever be an easy event. This is something that will pitch you mentally, physically. Your bicycle has to be up to scratch. Your mindset has to be up to scratch. Because to ride 100 kilometers on really rugged terrain takes a lot out of you. So it is tough. People do ask, well, why is it so difficult? I say it because mountains are there to be climbed, mountain biking is there to be ridden, and the terrain that we have, this beautiful, magnificent terrain, the best way to experience it is on a mountain bike. and you go deep into areas where there's nobody ever visits. You get to one-on-one with the populations that we're going through, which is very sparse. And in some areas we go to, they don't see anybody outside of their locality coming to visit them. So it's a real thrill for those that take part in it.
I can imagine when you talk about, very tough terrains, definitely the bicycles that you use must be, very, very strong. I don't know how you manage to keep them because, with all due respect, some of us just use the normal black mambas that we see normally, which cannot run through the entire terrain. How do you maintain them in terms of getting them into the right conditions for such terrains? It's not easy.
No, the bikes are very special. There's no doubt about that because they do take a real pounding across the terrain. Full suspension, front and rear. The tires are tubeless. They have a very wide range of gearing that will get you up the steepest of mountains. And they're such specialist machines, so when it comes to maintenance, you have to take really good care for it. I've now recently taken the decision that I'm going to now provide support in terms of bike services and a bike shop to provide bicycles and selling them on the market so that it can encourage more people to participate. Because it's very difficult, or there is nowhere there's only one shop right now where you can buy true mountain bikes in the country. And together with them, we'll be introducing different bikes in and making them available.
Well, you've mentioned the bike, and I know you came with one of your bikes here in studio, and definitely I personally admire the bike because when I look at the way it is, I'm just like it gives me the urge to go out there and cycle. Some of these things, some of the bikes. How do you maintain them? Are they locally, available in the country in terms of maintenance and stuff that will suit the bike in terms of performance?
Yes, they are, and I will be opening up a bicycle shop very soon, Rift Valley Cycling, RVO Cycling. So the bikes themselves, if I can point out, we have the rear suspension, we have the front suspension on there. As I said earlier, wide range of gearing on there, disc brakes, front and rear. So as you're coming down the steepest of mountains, you are able to bring yourself to a halt when you find rocks and ditches and all sorts of stuff in the way. And maintenance, you have to be very particular with your maintenance because when you're out there, you can't afford a breakdown. There's nobody that's going to come and find you to help you. It'll be impossible for somebody to actually find you when you're in the middle of nowhere. Punctures, we manage those by running tubeless tires with a sealant inside. So yes, you will get many, many punctures during the day, but you won't leak air out because the sealant will seal it. Carry a pump at all times. You have on the back here is a little cartridge with carbon dioxide gas inside, so you can fill up a tire in about 2 seconds flat, instant, poof, and up it goes. In order to navigate our way around, we use a GPS, Garmin GPS on the top here, and that has the maps which we follow. And with that, we find our way around.
You've mentioned the GPS, Eric, and looking at the terrain. So it is the GPS that gives you the direction, and you must have a lot of concentration because you're cycling. You have to be worried about your environment. Then your GPS. Do you look at it, or does it give you a beeper of which direction you need to go to? Because there has to be a lot of concentration as as you circle and maneuver your way.
Good question. No, you are watching the GPS. It won't beep and tell you to turn left and right because you're not on a road. You're on cattle tracks and footpaths and in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So you have to watch it. And when I set the routes, you asked me earlier about the route setting. In order to find the most exquisite trails and to link up the different destinations, And every year the route changes. So while we might link up on areas that we've done previously, there'll always be something new, so you have to be very vigilant with watching your GPS.
Well, I mean, when you look at, like right now, we are looking at some of the terrains. They are very, very dangerous indeed. But clearly, you can tell that there is no human activity around that area, which means you're prone to even wild animals. How is the safety of the cyclists guaranteed in such conditions as we look at the terrains out there?
Yeah, we always have game rangers with us, especially when we go into KWS national parks. They are super supportive for us. Every year we go into Hell's Gate National Park. We also go into Lake Nakuru National Park and other parks. We go into private conservancies, and they will have rangers out there spotting wildlife for us. We have marshals on motorcycles that will be in advance of the cyclists to spot for any danger that's coming up. And yes, there have been occasions when we've been very, very close to dangerous wildlife. Lions, buffaloes, but we've been well protected by rangers on site.
What about the safety of the cyclists? When I say safety, I'm looking at in the event of any accident around, you need evacuation, and you are very, very deep into the forest. Do you work with medical companies in terms of ensuring that the safety of the cyclists is guaranteed as well from a health point of view?
Yes, definitely. So we have ambulance cover at all times. We have a paramedic on the event at all times. And we also have support from AMREF, who have evacuated injured participants, and they'll send a helicopter in, pick up the participants and carry them away. So we're fully supported in terms of medical incidences.
A good point, because safety is key. And when you look at this, Eric, let me take you now before, when I looked at some of the clips that you shared, and of course I also have friends who've been part of this, very, very dangerous indeed. There are some terrains that you even cross rivers for you to get to the next point. Do you arrange with the locals, or when one finds themselves in a situation they have to think very fast, like in a lost puzzle, and you find your way through? What's normally the whole idea? Because we've seen cases where you even cross rivers, or you cross dangerous terrains, and you must get help.
Yes, absolutely. As I said, this is all about adventure. And when you do come across a river, I will first of all predetermine if this is a river that you can wade across, and then if you can, so be it. Put your bicycle on your back and walk across the river. There are places where there's a big flooding of a river, and I'll arrange for a local canoe to carry people across. And you'll load up with your bicycle and cross the river by canoe.
Well, Eric, I know my director is getting ready to play that clip that you shared around where we clearly see them on bikes, crossing rivers and stuff. So these are some of the things that you do in advance as you prepare for the race. In rally, we normally have something called a recce, where the drivers get to feel the route and get to understand the terrains. Does this happen with the Rift Valley Odyssey, RVO, or is it a surprise when cyclists just wake up, they're given a route, GPS, and off you go?
Yes, it is a surprise. The route is always kept secret. It is distributed to participants 1 week in advance of the event, which gives them enough time to upload it to their Garmin GPS devices and give them a sense of where they will be going. But they'll actually have no idea until they get to the spot and find what is there, what the obstacles are.
Well, we are seeing a clip of the Tana, cyclists going. By that time, are they aware there is a river, or they just get there and voila, there is a river you have to cross?
Voila, there is a river. So unless they particularly know the local terrain themselves, they'll have no clue, no idea whatsoever what is coming up ahead.
Well, very interesting there indeed. We are seeing cyclists, cyclists are getting onto a boat and they have to cross. And Eric, as the founder and the organizers for this, it must be very, very tedious of you to have all this and, spot on, get them at the right place at the right time. Because crossing a river, you get there and there is no one to support you or assist you, can become very, very frustrating indeed.
Yes, definitely. So the RVO, 5 days, 500 kilometers. Every year, I cover about 1,500 kilometers of survey in preparation for it. At least 60% of all the mileage I cover is completely discarded because it goes down tracks that don't lead into the direction I want them to go. So it takes many months of preparation to find the exact perfect route that is different from anything that we've done before. So it's a lot of effort.
A lot of effort indeed. Eric, let me take you back. I have friends and people who've been through this. They normally, get so excited when going into it. But when they come back, they always say that, wow, what an adventure that was. Which means it must be something that, you normally prepare them psychologically. Kindly take us through preparations of such a daunting task. The mental preparation, the dietary preparations, and, how do you prepare physically? Because it needs a lot of preparations to go and come out of this.
Yes, so training. You have to build up a regimen of training. If you are a frequent cyclist, I say frequent as in you will maybe go to Karura Forest and ride 20 kilometers and think you've had a good ride and go home, and you might do that every weekend. If that's the position where you're at and you want to do the RVO, then you need to start 6 months in advance training. And you need to be able to do that 20-kilometer cycle that you'd been doing in Karura. You have to be able to do that in less than half the time that you were doing it originally and be able to do it now for so much greater a distance, because you'll be doing 100 kilometers of serious terrain. The fastest cyclists, who are professional cyclists, will finish a day in maybe 5 hours of cycling, whereas strong amateurs will be 8 hours and everybody else maybe 10 hours. There always sometimes people will come in the dark. And we start cycling at 6:30 in the morning and they'll get in just before dark. A couple of years people will come in the dark, and we have to send search parties out to look for them on the motorbikes. Go and find, where are these guys? Let them get in. So it takes a lot of preparation. Those that underestimate are punished. And those that train hard, physically and mentally, are rewarded by a most spectacular event. And those are the people that come back to the office on a Monday with a huge smile on their face and say they loved it, they loved the adventure, they loved the experience, the camaraderie that they had with everybody else that was on the event. And those that come back to the office on a Monday, or they don't make it because they're a complete wreck, are those that hadn't trained hard enough.
I can imagine how difficult that can be in terms of ensuring that everything is to detail. Let's now take a tour of the whole journey. You start at 6:30 a.m. and probably slightly before dark in the evening. What happens by the roadside? Do you have water stations? Do you have refreshment points where they have to, grab a snack to keep them going and stuff? And if that's the case, what are the distances that you look out for? Is it 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers? There is always a hydration point. How is it run?
Yes, okay. So on a typical day of 100 kilometers, we will have 2 hydration points, and they will be spread at about 30, 35 kilometers apart, which is approximately 2 to 3 hours of cycling distance in between. These refreshment points it'll be impossible to run the event without support from our partners. We have Coca-Cola, who provide Dasani water and their Powerade drinks. fabulous support. With their team of vehicles, they come out there and they sort it out. We have USN that provide us with supplements, nutritional supplements. We have fruits, we have cookies, we'll have snacks for everybody, and they have a core team that have been doing this for years, and it's such a relief when cyclists arrive there, because they're really measured to be, the distance is measured where it's just at the end, where they're so desperate to roll into a water point. They get there are seats, they can sit down on a stool, there'll be massage therapists there that can give them a bit of a shoulder rub or a back rub or look after them. The medics are